Hello, friends. I'm here. We beginning. Peter's here. Peter, hello. Bard, big loves to you too. Hang on. I gotta type. How's it going, my friends? Hello, hello. Who all we got here? We got Blur, hello. We got Rai, hello. We got Taryn, hello. Pi, always on time, never late, exactly where he intends to be, where the hydrates are needed. Pi be here, and Lucy Lure, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. We're here, it is Thursday. Next week at this time, I will be panicking because it'll be time to get ready for a trip to Ontario. Whether I'm ready or not. Today has been rough and I'm unhappy about it. We had a delightfully high temperature of 1 degree above freezing, and I was worried about taking the cat in the cold, so we had 0 vets today. How is Alice doing? She has no idea how close she came and how well she dodged that bullet. How is she doing? I hope she's doing a little bit better. I'm sorry to hear that you had a rough day. It is not snowing today. It is actually bright and sunny. So sunny that I had to actually shift my blinds so that I'm not being raked in the eyes by sunlight today, which is unusual at this time of year. It'd be my day off, so I'm planning my D&D game. Sweet! That's amazing. Let me see. So I did forget to do a little something something before stream started. So let me just do it quickly now. I forgot to add up yesterday's donations so that we can see the total and so that we can see whether or not we unlocked the Dear Ephema. So let's do that right now. I just need to calculator, do some maths, because we had some good stuff yesterday. We had some resubs, we had some gift subs, we had some good stuff. Let's see here. Gotta remember when the last time I did an edition of everything was. Definitely got those ones. I meant to do this morning, and I kept being like, oh, there's something I meant to do before stream started. What was it? I guess it's fine. I guess I've remembered everything, and then I clearly didn't remember everything. I have sort of a master list of everyone's donations so I can keep track of how many ponies y'all have unlocked. Goodness, and Bart did another 69 biddies right after we went live. Heck yeah. We'll add up today's as well. So we've got Pi. We will hydrate as soon as we finish doing maths. Good gracious, Pi. Good golly. Good golly gracious. All right. Holy shit, Pi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good fucking. She's still not her normal self and it's still distressing. I hate to see her so not her usual self. I can't wait until she gets better so I can make fun of her again. I hope she feels better soon, Peter, or that it clears up tomorrow so you can go to the vet if you need to. I want Sunday to get here because that's when the first session I get to play Sparrow is. I don't want Sunday to get here because I have a dentist appointment. Blah, 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 blah. But, Blur, I'm excited for you. You're gonna have a much better Sunday than me. Did I actually count correctly? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I did. There are 10 hydrates. Alright, I'm gonna do 5, and then we're gonna do more math, and then we're gonna do 5 more. A 1. A 2. A 3. A 4. And a 5. Pi not only wants me hydrated, but also caffeinated. Also, Exile Faye, hello! I know you're muted, but we still love you. Alright, let me do one more round of math here. And then I will reveal... I'm pretty sure we may have unlocked the Dirafima live, but let's see. Lost my place for a second. So close, you guys. It's cavity fillings. I'm a little bit nervous because my regular dentist is not apparently with the practice anymore. He has moved on. So I have to see a different doctor, a different dentist. And first of all, I'm really skittish around dentists in general. But second of all, they just sent me, like, because they have 2 locations in town now, and they want me to go to the new location, and they just sent me, like, all the intake paperwork, and I'm like, this is not helping my stress levels. Like, did you not send over my information? Like, am I gonna get there? Are they even gonna have, like, the information? I don't like thinking about it. Sunday, Peter. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. And Saturday. Not Saturday, Sunday. It won't affect Woofstream. Woofstream is still happening. Don't worry. That is not going to... We are having that this week. It's not going to affect it. Very specifically, I made sure that it was not going to interfere with that happening, since it did not happen last week. All right, so now I should be able to reveal where we are with our fundraisers. Thank you for five more hydrates. A 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. 10 hydrates completed. I just hate all of the hooks and sharp things. I really hate the drill, and I have to get like 4 cavities filled on Sunday, so I'm just like, please no. But I want to get it done before we go on Christmas break, so here we go. Here we go! We are $6 away from the Dear Ephema Live. So there we go. We are just about filled in. I didn't update the graphic yet, because I was basically just updating the math. But there we go. We are at 594 out of 600. So I am absolutely sure that we're going to unlock that Dear Ephema Live before Christmas break happens. I'm sure it shall happen. And we will extend the fundraiser through March. So then we will be working directly toward the My Little Domerin fanfic, towards turning my grumpy little elf son into a pony. And just to remind everyone, in case anyone missed it before, the Pony Domerin does already exist. I have already, years ago, which is kind of where I got this idea, used a My Little Pony creator to create the My Little Domerin. He is already in existence. He hates it. It hurts and stings for him, but this is what we're working toward, is taking this sweet, grumpy-ass boy and turning him into a story, an epic story. I'm sure we're gonna get to the My Little Domerin. I feel like it's what the people want, and we're all about giving the people what they want. There is a bonus goal, which I was planning to reveal when we hit the Dear Ephema Live, so I'm not going to put this on the graphic just yet. But if we somehow blow past the My Little Domerin goal and make $300 more towards the computer, which would completely pay back what I spent on the computer, it would be exactly the price of the computer. $1,200 was exactly what we paid before taxes. If we do that, I will take the last little bit of money that we make from the fundraiser, and I will commission one of the lovely artists in our community to make a My Little Domerin emote for the channel. Possibly a pair of them, because I could get a static one and an animated one. We have a lot of lovely artists in the community. Mumbles has done all of the emotes that we have so far. There's also Delta Flareon does a lot of furry art. I'm sure she would be amazing. There's also, I think Blue Clovers has done a bunch of art for Ghost Pepper's channel as well. Joe, hello, hello. So yeah, if it happens, I mean, the top tier goal is the My Little Domerin fanfic. If we hit that, everyone's happy. If for some reason y'all decide to blow past that and hit the bonus goal, that's what the bonus goal is going to be. It's going to be a My Little Domerin emote for the channel, possibly two. It would be so hilarious to my brain if we did that. Blue Clovers also did my emotes. Heck yeah! It took me a moment to remember the right name. Because I know Victoria and all of her friends under, like, their disaster bastard names, and so sometimes I forget their Twitch names. But yeah, Blue Clovers did a bunch of the emotes that are on Ghost Pepper's channel as well. So we have some truly amazing artists in this community, and I am sure that one of them would be absolutely glad to immortalize Domerin as a pony. So this is what we're working towards. We're working towards immortalizing my grumpy elf son as a pony. Mess with Agni Kai and you'll get the Agni die. Truth. Alright, so yeah, that's where we are. I'm sure we're gonna unlock that Dirafima. All of the bonus streams will happen in the new year. Once we finish the prompt novel, we will do the chat writes a story in one of the regular novel prompt... Sorry, in one of the regular prompt sessions for the stream. So that'll be a regular work session. The Dirafima we'll probably do on an evening or on a Saturday. And then if we unlock the My Little Domerin, or should I say when we unlock the My Little Domerin fanfic, that will take the place of the prompt novel. So once the prompt novel is finished and chat has written the story that they would wish to write, we will start working on the My Little Domerin fanfic, which will probably take a while because I'm basically planning like a full novel plot for it. So there we go. Joe, how you doing today? What is up? I would love to, but I don't do commissions yet. I seriously need to set that up. Hey, no worries, Blur. Blur, also an amazing artist in our community. You can see some of her artwork on the Discord. So thank you for bearing with me while we did some math. But there we go. That is where that stands. And remember, for every $5 you donate, you can submit a text for Domerin's word bubble on the BRB screen. You can make him say whatever you want, as long as it's Twitch appropriate. For every $10, you get to submit a community highlight suggestion for a new segment that I'm hoping to unveil next year, highlighting other artists and writers and streamers within the community. And then for every $25, you get to create a pony for the My Little Domerin fanfic. Pardon me, my nose has chosen this moment to be a leaky faucet. So I will make sure that every pony that is paid for will get an appearance, at least one appearance, in the book. In the fanfic, depending on how many there are, it will depend on how much attention I can pay to each of them. But we will make sure that all of the ponies that were paid for get highlighted in some way in the fanfic, and get to interact with Pony Domerin. Have I heard of eggs? Like just regular eggs? Yes, I've heard of regular eggs. I missed that. What was the alert? What happened? I saw something pop up, but I don't see on Twitch what it was. What happened? A follow, but usually it tells me who followed me. And I don't see it. Whoever just followed, if that was you, thank you for the follow. I thought I saw Taryn's name for a second, but Taryn was already following. Have eggs. It's a crazy new invention. Have you never had eggs before, Joe? What happened? Check my other thing. What other thing? Hang on. My email, maybe? Oh, all right. Well, thank you. I'm so sorry that I didn't realize that my alerts were underneath. Mystery solved. Those do not pop up in my Twitch feed for some bizarre reason. They pop up in my email instead. Taryn has just put us over. We have officially unlocked the Dear Ephema Live. So make sure that you note down all of your pressing questions about life, the universe, and everything so that you can ask Ephema and receive answers to such questions as, how do I make 500 gold per day through astral projection? And how do I program my VCR? And what's the meaning of life? It's 42. That one's free. Eggs do not go in the beehole. Thank you for this PSA, Peter. Bard, have you heard of eggs? Somewhere on the internet, there is a blurb of Joe talking about sticking his peen in a carton of eggs. He's gonna deny it, but it exists. I had to be careful how I said that so I don't end up blurped. Because anything I say can and will be blurped against me. Isn't jade one of the things that you're not supposed to insert? Wasn't there a whole debate about whether, or maybe it wasn't jade. Maybe it was some other mineral. Somewhere on Tumblr, there's a debate about whether or not it's safe to stick a peen-shaped rock, you know, in the place. One after the other. What are we how have we... Joe arrived. I've answered my own question. It was jade. It might have been jade. It was green. It was a green rock. What rabbit hole have we gone down? It's all Joe's fault, really. All Joe had to do was come into the chat and say eggs, and now here we are. This is... I feel like he sits there and he's like, what food am I going to talk about in Megan's stream today? And apparently eggs was the choice. He didn't even... The thing is, like, we just went there on our own as well. Peter was just like instantly, by the way, don't stick those in your beehole. She did, yeah. She did. Yeah, and then he admits later that he doesn't even like, after worshiping on the altar of popcorn for like 2 weeks, he comes back and admits that he hates it. You know what? I bet there's an egg scented candle. Yankee has so many scented candles, there has to be an egg one somewhere. Let's see. Egg scented candle. Because let's just go fully down this rabbit hole. Yankee has a chocolate eggs candle. Here you go. I would not pay this price for this, but here you go. Just for Joe. For $24.95, you too can have this candle that probably will burn for like 10 minutes. Joe's chat wrote a story about jelly beans in the beehole, I'm pretty sure. It's at oldfaithfulshop.com. I'll send it to you, Joe. Oh, that might be the price in Canadian. It might be cheaper for you. Where's Joe? It hides all the names when I'm streaming. There you go. Meticulously crafted, our fried egg candle perfectly captures the essence of a deliciously prepared fried egg. And now it's in Joe's Discord so that he can buy it whenever he wants. Look at that. Beautiful. 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 They even have little pepper on it. Work of art, that. In America, it's 12 cents. I can't wait for Joe to buy that candle and have it on his stream. That's not even where I wanted to go. I wanted to go there. Excellent. And we'd be typing. I discovered last night that if I make it night in the winter scene, it's just really super cozy and everything outside. So there we go. Because as we all know, night is my favorite time. Let's see. Oops. Let's see what spirit we want to hang out with. We're super comfy. We've got all the comfort going on. We haven't hung out with our waxolotl in a little bit. Who buys a $15,000 dildo when you can just get an egg? There's so many things wrong with that statement. First of all, who is spending $15,000 on a dildo? You can get them from Naughty Dragon for way cheaper. Bad Dragon, I think it is. Don't Google that if you haven't heard of it. Second of all, just a regular egg, I wouldn't recommend inserting. Joe, don't put any eggs in any of your holes other than the mouth hole. Almighty Jellyfish, I'm so sorry that you may have entered into this conversation, but thank you so much for the 3-stream streak. Appreciate the heck out of you. Joe just said too late, and I don't want to know what that's... I'm assuming he means too late. I already bought the egg candle. It's already in the mail. There's one hole I'm very curious to see it go up for science. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let's set up our timer for 30 minutes and 15-minute breaks. We're gonna do 2 of those, hopefully. Hopefully! Let me open up a document and save said document so that we do not lose our work today. Prompt novel, chapter 20, big 2-0. And the prompt for today is A man asks his twin to fill in for him for a relationship he's gotten tired of. This was one of the first prompts that I rolled, and it has taken me this long to figure out how to fit it into the plot. So, again, I rolled this randomly. I didn't come up with this. The prompt is a man asks his twin to fill in for him for a relationship he's gotten tired of. So that's what we're working with today. Yes, the science hole. I too would like to see many things inserted into the science hole. Peter, just because you can get 3/4 of something into your b-hole doesn't mean you should put 3/4 of something into your b-hole. Just putting that out there. Is the twin an actual twin or is it a clone? In this case, an actual twin. They were born as twins. I guess you could interpret it either way, though, depending on, like, what type of story you were writing. You can fit 3 raccoons in there, too. Oh, my God. Why is this the thing that we're talking about today? I embrace the wild weirdness that is my chat, but this is one where I'm not sure why we chose this path. Yeah, chapter 20. We did start this at the beginning of the year. We started this project. There were 2 different sessions of writing this novel that we spent rolling prompts, but those aren't included in the chapter numbers. So we've actually done 22 sessions with this prompt novel. Don't put anything in the bee hole. You don't want to get stung. Fair point. Okay, Peter, how is 2 eggs equivalent to 3 raccoons? Are we talking ostrich eggs here? Are we talking... Now, if you want to talk quail's eggs, those are only like this big. Roll me a prompt. Give me homework. I put the websites that I got them from in the Discord. I don't have them handy to, like, do a thing for you. You could just use this prompt, Bard. A twin asks his twin to fill in for a relationship that he got tired of. You just use this one. Anyone can use any of the prompts that I've used in this novel for their own purposes. I got them from a website. I don't, like, own them or anything. Sometimes you need to smuggle raccoons into the airport. I don't think that's true. Oh, God. What did you clip? I'm terrified of what was just... Please share it in the chat, Peter, so that I can witness my shame. Peter, just because you can get 3/4 of something into your b-hole doesn't mean you should put 3/4 of something into your b-hole. Just putting that out there. This has been a PSA from me, your friendly neighborhood writer lady. Oh, I don't know if Bruce Campbell Soup is here today because poor fellow is sick, but if he is/was here, he would be enjoying the hell out of this. How many huge Baby Bell cheeses can you fit in the science hole? Baby Bells are only like this big. This big. I shouldn't make that motion on stream. That's gonna get blurped. Good golly. Let's contemplate productivity. Also, Almighty Jellyfish, I think I didn't say hi to you properly in all this madness. Hi, how are you? Aside from whatever crazy conversation is going on in this chat right now. We are gonna do productivity. I just scrolled up and saw Joe say, you can insert a whole carton if you want. Oh, is that why you came into the chat mentioning eggs, Joe? You know what you have to do. Not only do you have to make yourself eggs for breakfast, you have to take pictures of them and post them on the Discord. Just you're wondering how eggs and raccoons are related. I want to know the same thing. I don't know how we got from eggs to raccoons, but it's Joe, so I try not to ask too many questions. Sure the pics are pre-insertion. I mean, yeah, it goes without saying. I'm gonna take a quick break. That really... I'm laughing so hard. That one... that one got me. I'm going to take a quick pop AFK to reheat my coffee and use the restroom, and then we are going to do 30 minutes of this. I just have to peek, because I am picking up from where I left off on a chapter. I might actually just leave this open because I'm going to need information from it anyway. All right. I asked if you all heard of it. You also brought the raccoons into it, Joe. You were the first person to say you can also fit 3 raccoons in there. So you have to take at least a little credit for where this went. I'll be right back. Did Joe witness a murder while I was gone? I'm cozy in my beanbag chair. That's a problem for someone else. Oh boy. Joe would like everyone else to get snacks while he listens to a murder go down in his neighborhood. The juxtaposition between who's screaming and, oh, maybe it was outside. Joe, what kind of life are you living? Taryn has chips. Heck yeah. Slothy told me about the raccoons. I'm innocent. Joe, you are a lot of things. Innocent isn't one of them. It's coming from inside the eggs. Oh my goodness. I've eaten a portion of my chicken bag. Chicken bag? And now I'm having a graham cracker for dessert. What's a chicken bag? Almighty Jellyfish would also like everybody to get snacks. I thought it was on the stream. It definitely was not on the stream. Gonna shout it from the mountaintops. A star is born. It's time for pulling out the stops. Hit us with the hallelujah. The kid came shining through, girl. Sing the song. Hello, rename character. No, Megan. No, I don't know this song. I can't sing a song that I don't know. Is it? Has it been that long since I watched Hercules? I know the Hercules song. Apparently I need to rewatch Hercules. I have seen Disney's Hercules. I do know many of the songs from it. My favorite one is I Won't Say I'm in Love. I could sing that one. Oh God. Joe. I've lost control of my stream. That one my sisters played on repeat for 3 hours. I Won't Say I'm in Love. If there's a prize for rotten judgment, I guess I've already won that. See, I've seen the movie. Proof. For some reason, I don't remember that song. Is it at the end? No man is worth the aggravation. That's ancient history, been there, done that. Oh, thank you, Rename. I just like to sing. Also, I was told throughout high school that I reminded pretty much everybody of Megara. So... My friends call me Meg. At least they would if I had any friends. I'm a damsel. I'm in distress. I can handle this. Have a good day. Megara is fucking amazing. Listen, I needed to redeem myself for not recognizing a song from one of my favorite Disney movies. Apparently, I just need to rewatch Hercules. In high school, I was told I looked like Phil. I loved Phil. Alright, I'm gonna start the timer. I could reminisce about the Disney's Hercules movie for, like, ever. Listen, I think if you did look like Phil, you would be beautiful, so... Also, he had the goatee, didn't he? The beautiful little goatee. Lunch is over. That's okay, Bart. I gotta do work now, so you're gonna be missing the quiet part of the stream. Peter, I love you, so that's not true. Beauty and the Beast is another good one. The Little Mermaid, The Lion King, all the old classics. Mulan. They popped out of the snow like daisies. All right, I'm gonna start the timer, but please do continue to quote your favorite Disney movies in the chat. Joe has seen The Lion King. It's one of the 9 movies Joe has seen. Joe, I'm so proud of you. The Little Mermaid was my favorite movie when I was a kid. That was like my special Disney. Everybody has a Disney movie that's like the special Disney movie from around the time they were born. That is like the one they watched a lot. And The Little Mermaid was mine. But I also really, really liked The Lion King. The others you listed I only know from Kingdom Hearts. That hurts me, Joe. That physically hurts me. Physically. A little part of my soul may have died. Alright, got what I needed from the last chapter. Which 3 Disney movies have you seen, Joe? It's kind of funny that Disney is struggling to get new children to like Disney. Like, the majority of Disney fans are now adults. Because their new movies just don't have... This is a whole deep rabbit hole that I could go down, but I won't right now because I have to start the sprint. But I feel like their new movies, a lot of them just don't have the magical qualities that the older movies had. Like, there was something so charming about the way that they used to tell stories. And they were simple stories. They weren't complicated stories. Toy Story is amazing. A Bug's Life, another great one. But a lot of the new movies, it's just like, okay, that happened. Lion King, Toy Story, Frozen. Frozen is not good. I will die on that hill. Mulan is really good. I won't comment on that, Joe. This is potentially a hot take. Shrek, not originally Disney. Shrek was DreamWorks. It's potentially a hot take, but this is why we need to stop making Marvel and Star Wars for children, because the children don't care. Apparently the new Star Wars show is Jude Law, 3 human children, and a CGI elephant child. I haven't seen Mulan 2, just Mulan 1. I have thoughts and feelings about Frozen, but we can't go into them right now because we won't get any sprinting done. I also have not seen Mulan 2. I did see the, like, Belle and Beast Christmas thing, and I liked it because he was the Beast in it, and he never should have stopped being the Beast. He should have just always been the Beast forever, because that was who she fell in love with, and that was how he was the hottest. Beast in beast form forever, whatever hashtag that is. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Why did they even give him a human form? She fell in love with a beast. Alright, I'm gonna start the sprint. Y'all can keep talking about Disney. But I do genuinely feel that there's something lacking in the newer Disney movies. That they've gotten a bit stale compared to how they used to be. If y'all still want to know why I feel the way I feel about Frozen during the next break, we can talk about it during the next break. Are you counting Shrek in that, Joe? Because Shrek isn't a Disney movie. Also, Rename, how's it going? We got so caught up in Hercules, I don't think I ever asked how you're doing. I see, I see. So you've seen which ones? Aladdin, The Lion King, Toy Story, and another one? Frozen. Right. I blocked that one out of my memory. Yeah, I did because I hate Frozen. Oh, I hate group assignments, Rename. I feel you. Also, I think you're only saying that that one's your favorite because I said I dislike it, and you're trying to poke my buttons. Every other Disney movie you've seen is superior to that one. Even the second Aladdin movie is better than the first Frozen movie, which says a lot. Although the second Aladdin movie, The Return of Jafar, was actually really good compared to a lot of other second movies. King Pluto, hello, hello. Welcome in. I'm supposed to be working right now, not reminiscing about Disney movies, but welcome in. Bruce Campbell Soup, we were just talking about you earlier. You missed a whole discussion about eggs and beeholes and raccoons. How you feeling, my friend? I hope you are resting. There are 3 Aladdin movies. Aladdin, Return of Jafar, and King of Thieves. Save your work, everybody. That's not quite the conversation I'd anticipate participating in absentia. Listen, I just said you would have enjoyed it if you had been around. There's a clip. Peter has a clip for you. From what I understand, Alice is still a bit under the weather. Writer's Troop, hello. How's it going? Gonna rate it about 20 minutes? Cheers. See you then. In some cultures, slurping is a sign that you enjoy the food, and you are actually supposed to slurp when you eat. I like my husband too, but I also sass the hell out of him. Just for funsies. It's good for them sometimes. That's what Ghost and I tell each other when we sass each other. It's good for you. I am working on a novel, which is the plot has been determined entirely by writing prompts that we rolled at the beginning of the year. So our prompt for today is that basically someone has their twin fill in for them on a relationship they've grown tired of. Did I give this guy an eye color? I did, and I remembered it. Heck yeah. Ooh, French onion soup. Heck yeah. I like French onion soup, but I can't really eat it anymore. Peter, everyone was asking after Alice and how Alice is doing. Bruce is here. My 15-year high school reunion was this year. I don't even... Mine would have been... My 20-year would have been last year. I graduated in 2003. Yike. I've never gone to one. I don't even live in the same country anymore. My Aunt Kathy up in PA went to her 55th high school reunion last year. Dang. I have lost touch with pretty much everyone I went to high school with, and I don't really feel sad about it. There are a couple people, like, as Rai Rai is aware, because Rai Rai and I met through someone that I went to school with. So there are, like, a handful that I've reconnected with who are cool. But for the most part, I don't miss the area where I grew up, but I don't miss the people who lived there. What? No! Was it due to the dice, or was it due to a strike? Realizing that out of context, Dietrich died last night at level 20 is like, what? Alright, the timer has run out. We are at 1,471 words. This is the closest that this novel has to an action scene, and I think it's gone pretty well. Now I have to do the complicated mental gymnastics of here's how this works. They needed to detonate the portal from both sides, and he stayed behind so the devils couldn't shut it off. No! But also, what a badass way to go. What a badass way to go. Dang. But in D&D, death isn't always the end. Our student government was not on the ball when we had our 10. It kind of blew up, and I'm not sure it actually happened. I'm aware of a few groups that did their own thing. Wow, that sounds... I don't even know how, like, high school reunions work. Let's do a stretch. Because we've got one of those in the bank as well. I don't even know who's, like, supposed to set those up. Like, I pretty much cut ties with my hometown, like, the second that I graduated. Let's have a hydrate as well. I am actually going to go do my break right quickly and pop AFK and use the restroom because the right troop is probably going to... The writer's troop is probably going to raid soon, and I'm almost always AFK when they raid in, and I want to try to be here. Watch, I'm doing it in the wrong order, and she'll get here as soon as I go AFK. But I'm going to try to go AFK now, so that when she raids, I'll be here, and I'll catch up on chat as soon as I get back. All right, we are back, so we hopefully won't be AFK during the raid. They find people from the class still there in the area who are willing to organize it. Interesting. Yeah, I have, like... I actually didn't... I went to school in the same school district until my senior year anyway, and then I moved. So I don't even, like, really have any ties to my actual graduating class. Thank you. Oh, King Pluto said, more used to writing lab reports than anything else. We had this writing project like 20 years ago in high school where each group of 3 wrote a chapter for like a class collaboration novel. That sounds really cool. We chose romantic comedy. I took the comedy part to the extreme. That sounds like such a cool project. That means you should slurp louder and make direct eye contact. Oh my goodness. Bruce, are you resting? Did we ever get an answer about... There we go! See? I did my break already so that I would be here when the raiders arrived. Heck yeah! We did it! Raiders Troop, welcome in. Welcome, Raiders. How was your stream? I hope it was very productive. I said, as soon as my sprint timer ran out, I was like, I should do my break first so that I'm here when Raiders Troop comes. And we did it. Perfect timing. I just got back like a minute ago. Stream was good. Working on convention planning. That's awesome. When is the convention happening? I think you've told me before, and I just have so many things in my head right now. We only have a week and a half before we're leaving for our Christmas trip, so I'm just like... not quite in total panic mode, but I'm basically like, okay, gotta keep focused on the things. This one is in May. Heck yeah. Well, I hope the planning is going well. We're working on our prompt novel today. I don't know why I say we and our, but it feels like a collective project. It's a novel that's essentially the plot has been determined by writing prompts. And today's prompt is a man asks his twin to fill in for a relationship he's gotten tired of, which has been a tough one to fit into the plot, but today we are doing it. We are a team. I'm also doing some small planning for Dragon Con in September. Heck yeah! I got in touch with a teacher in recent years, and he's a professor at a university now, and one of his classes is entirely that same project we did in 9th grade English, but for college. That's amazing. I love that idea. I've always been interested in, like, chain stories where you write a small portion of the story, and then you pass it off to someone else, and they do whatever with it, and then it gets passed around, because what I have in mind for a story might be completely different from what somebody else has in mind. That's what's cool about writing prompts too, is a bunch of people might interpret it in a bunch of different ways. Like, if I just gave out the list of prompts that I used for this prompt novel, which you can find on my blog, somebody else could put them in a different order or even the same order and write a completely different story out of them. And I'm always so fascinated by like how we interpret stories and tell stories. Also, are y'all still interested in hearing why I don't like Frozen, or have we gotten over that? Because I don't need to do the whole spiel if the people who were interested in that spiel aren't hanging out anymore. I do NYC midnight challenges, and it's always so interesting to read other people's interpretation of the same prompt I wrote on. I do hate Frozen, yeah. Yeah, I do. So, Frozen is based on, or was supposed to be based on, the myth of the Ice Queen. Elsa was supposed to be the villain of the story. Because the Ice Queen is not a nice lady. And short version of the story, somebody wrote the song Let It Go, which is a fantastic song. Like, I don't hate the song. It's a great song. And everyone who was making the movie fell in love with the song and was like, we need to have this song in the movie, and we need to make it like the center of the movie. And so they changed the whole plot of the movie for that song. And I have to be honest, the movie doesn't really have much of a plot. It doesn't really go anywhere. It's just kind of a big mess, and then it ends. And you're like, what did happen just now? I still don't get how the evil ginger didn't have fire powers to fight Elsa. It might have been a better movie. I have to say, I've only watched Frozen once. So, like, I can't give you, like, details anymore because it's been so long since I saw that movie that I'm just like, yeah, whatever. But I just feel like they had a chance to tell a story about somebody who had a reason to be isolated from the world and who had a reason to want to treat others poorly. And they threw it out the window for a song. And it's a great song, and I feel like they still could have used the song, but also still made a good movie. So, short version is I think people mistake a good song for a good movie. Also, other reason I hate Frozen, this one's petty. I will own that. They ruined the Norse section of Disney World by taking out the historical Norse stuff that they had in there and replacing it all with Frozen crap, which pisses me off. Because that ride was actually really cool, but nobody went on it because they were stupid, and now it's all Frozen, and now you can't even get in. So there you go. Now you know why I don't like Frozen. I see what you mean, but I would argue that Frozen is more of an animated musical, so it being built around a song makes sense. If it had a good plot, I'd agree with you. I feel like they sacrificed the plot for a song. Which, I get it, it's a great song, but that you could have done a plot, too. I don't remember this ride, but I only went to Disney World once. We went to the Akershus restaurant when we were on our honeymoon, and I have some very wonderful, warm memories of that place before they cleared it out and turned it into Frozen Land. Is that one a little bit petty? Yes. Is it still one of the reasons I hate that movie? Yes. I don't think I need to hate Frozen any more than I do, but thanks for the heads up. You went to Doctor Who once. I went to the Doctor Who experience once and I broke the TARDIS. Oh, was there, drama surrounding... I'm assuming there was drama. There's a lot of stuff that goes on. The more you look into, what went on... So, I'm gonna pause the timer for this one. Remember how I said that when I was growing up, my Disney movie was The Little Mermaid? I had the Disney's Little Mermaid VHS. That one. The one over which there was a controversy. The one in which the guy who marries them has a boner. Because there's so much drama that goes on behind the scenes of these movies getting made. And back in the day when they didn't do everything digitally, some of that stuff just didn't get caught. And people who were pissed off at the company could get away with shit until somebody noticed it. I broke the TARDIS. And it went out. It was published that way. And because that was back in the day before streaming services, and once it's on the VHS tape, it's on the VHS tape, they couldn't get rid of it. They could pull the VHS tape from stores and put out a new version that didn't have the boner, but I had the one that had the boner. And my family was amused by that to no end for, decades. And that's just one example of shit that got through on, Disney movies. I always interpreted it as a fold in his pants. Listen, as a kid, so did I. But when I saw it when I was older, it was definitely meant to be an erection. I had the one that had the boner, yeah. Certified boner owner. So, and I mean, obviously as a child, it's super fast. it happens so quickly that first of all you have to know it's there and you have to be looking for it. It's not there now. If you go watch My Little Mermaid on Disney Plus, they've erased it. It's not in there anymore. But it was so fast, and like you had to be looking at specifically the crotch portion of the priest during that scene to notice it. That like little kids had no idea that was going on until their parents lost their shit about it at the dinner table. Um, there were so many peni related to the Little Mermaid. There's a whole bunch of, I don't remember a lot of them anymore. I think there was something in Mulan too, in the original Mulan, that they had to edit out eventually. But yeah, I'll restart the timer. But that was a thing. That was a for reals thing. There's that thing in The Rescuers, and then there's The Lion King, also in Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, all of those old VHS tapes had things in them that were bad things that didn't. I did not paint anyone in that sweet and a good light. I don't know how it got released, to be honest. The Frozen 2. I feel that way about the Underworld. They basically horked the entire White Wolf world of Darkness world and gave absolutely no credit to them. Oh, that's probably the one Rai Rai was referring to. She was bragging about how much crunch time the animators were working on, and she saw as a sign she was doing her job right. Ouch. Ouch, man. Yeah, sometimes when you hear the stories of how stuff gets made, you're like, how do movies even happen? Yeah, and they went back and fixed all this stuff, but it's like it used to be a way for animators to get petty revenge, essentially. There's a very interesting, there's a channel on YouTube called, and they don't upload anymore, and it makes me so sad. There's a channel on YouTube, let me find it. It's called Defunct Land. And there's one of their videos is something like the craziest party Disney ever threw or something like that. I don't remember how far back in their archive it is. But it's basically like the history of how things got so crazy and fucked up with the employees that they basically like took it out on the Christmas party. And it's insane. He's got new video coming out. I wait just for every Defunct Land. Defunct Land is so good. He used to upload a lot more often than twice a year. But Defunct Land is so good. Look up the video about I don't know if I saw the Disney jingle one. But yeah, there's one about how they basically had a wild party and it was basically the fault of like the management that it happened, and it was pretty funny. Not in a like ha way. Did you guys ever see the kid in Back to the Future 3? No, I don't think so. I had a copy of The Little Mermaid, had the priest boner, but never saw the one on the cover. Yeah, I don't think I ever saw the one on the cover either. I had the one in the, like, shell cover. The petty revenge bit was the rumor about why there were peni in the cover of Little Mermaid. Yeah. That's what I've heard anyway about why they got in there. Obviously, there could be tons of reasons. They thought that they were getting fired and it was an open bar. Yeah, just, and it goes into, like, the history of, like, some of the stuff that happened between, like, the animators and the colorists and stuff in Disney back in the day. It's wild. I don't know if it would ruin, it doesn't ruin the magic of like Disney movies for me to know about like what happened in like the early days of the studio. I just find it really interesting that that kind of stuff went on. At the very end, when the doc is explaining to Marty that the future never happens, and the camera pushes in on Doc, in the background, one of Doc's kids points literally at his own crotch. Interesting. I'm bitter enough about Disney that there's been no magic since 1989. Disney as a company definitely has some problems. I'm gonna pause the timer too because it's what's really interesting is there was this brief time during Disney where they, and I don't remember why this happened, but there was a bunch of stuff that they did that was not like in keeping with the stuff that they usually put out, and it was because they had let projects go to a bunch of directors that didn't usually take leads for them. And it was around the time that they were putting out such movies as Lilo and Stitch and Treasure Planet. Movies and Atlantis was one of them too, was one of the movies that got made during that time period. And it was a bunch of stuff that went against the usual grain for Disney. And there's some really good classic movies in there, but a lot of them, I think Lilo and Stitch being the exception, a lot of them just faded into the background. They didn't get the marketing support. They didn't take off the way a lot of the other Disney movies did. But after they came out of that time period, they kind of stopped innovating. Like, there's been a period of time now where Disney has kind of gotten, and I was saying this early, Disney's kind of gotten a little stale. Like, with the sole exception of, I think, the people who have been making the Toy Story movies are always stay kind of on top of what their vision was with what they were doing with Toy Story. But outside of like a few small projects that are like people's pet projects, it just kind of feels like Disney is just, and now they're doing all of these live action remakes that are frankly not good. Like it's like a money grab to just use, I don't know. I don't even know what the logic behind it is. They're not innovating. They're not doing new things. And they're not really capturing kind of the charm and the soul of things that they used to. I think the two newest Disney movies that I've actually really liked were Moana and Onward. And I can't really think of anything else. Encanto was pretty okay, but I hated the grandma, and I hated the way they dealt with the grandma in the movie, and that kind of ruined it for me because she was a toxic bitch, but for some reason the main character had to apologize to her as if it was her fault that she got treated horribly her entire life. So yeah, I think like I feel like they're just not. Onward was Pixar. Yeah, that's true. But I think of Pixar as Disney. They all come from like, and it's not the same studio, but I had issues with Encanto. There's like a 10-minute chunk of Encanto that ruins the whole movie for me. Into Pixar, we all Disney. So yeah, that's sort of my thought with Disney right now. I think that Disney has created some amazing things and some amazing experiences for people throughout the years, and I've had some really great Disney in-person experiences throughout my life. But as a company, I think they have some problems that they probably need to address. I don't think that. Here's the thing. As someone who has been subjected to toxic relationships with their parents, if someone treats you poorly and continues to do it throughout your life, you don't owe them sympathy. You don't owe them empathy. You don't owe them anything. The responsibility of mending a toxic relationship lies on the shoulders of the toxic person, not the victim. Constantly, I even wrote a blog about this. Constantly in media, the way toxic relationships are depicted is that the victim of the toxic relationship has to be the bigger person and has to reach out to the toxic person and has to put up with more of the toxic person's shit in order to mend that relationship. And that is not how people who have been subjected to toxic relationships should have to respond. If someone has been through a toxic relationship and chooses to respond that way, that's fine. But media has only ever depicted toxic relationships one way, and they're only ever dealt with in the way where the victim has to be the person who mends the relationship. And I'm sorry, but I'm not going to mend the relationships in my life with the people who hurt me. It's their responsibility to realize that they were bad to me and that they need to apologize to me and make it up to me. And if they can't get their head out of their ass long enough to see that, it's not my problem and it's not my responsibility. So yeah, that whole scene between Maribel and her grandmother ruined that movie for me. And I've never rewatched it again, even though I loved literally the other like hour and 20 minutes of that movie, because she shouldn't have had to do that. Her grandmother should have realized that she was a horrible, wretched bitch and apologized for it, which I don't think she even actually did. I don't think Maribel should have had to do that. Maribel was a teenager. Teenagers shouldn't have to be grown-ups. I find a gender component to that too, at least in the depiction of toxic romantic relationships. It's rare I see a man be expected to be the better person. Yeah, that's also true. And again, I can fully acknowledge that this is probably me bringing my personal experience to that situation. It's impossible for me to view that situation objectively because I have been subjected to a toxic relationship from a female member of my family, from a person who raised me. And it took me 15 years after leaving home to realize what happened to me as a result of the way I was raised. And I'm still to this day at age 39 discovering things about my childhood that aren't great. So yeah, I have a major issue with how they handled that scene. And it makes me sad because I do think Encanto has a lot of great things about it. I also think maybe I would feel differently if the movie had gone on just maybe 3 minutes longer. And if it had shown Maribel actually being in a better place. But I feel like the movie ended before it gave that closure, and that upset me too. Semi-related, happy 32nd birthday to the Muppet Christmas Carol. Heck yeah. There's also something to be said for listening to the experiences of someone who was in the situation. So much of our media was really used to train us to do or not do things. Yeah, and that sucks. I'm going to start the timer again now. This is a really serious, heavy conversation, but I need to finish this scene so I can go eat at some point. But yeah, I did write a blog about this because it's something, it's not just Encanto that makes me feel this way. It's something that I encounter a lot. And actually, if anybody was watching, there was one night a couple weeks ago where I was streaming with Woof, and I was playing a game that I can't show on stream because it involves a lot of nudity. But I was having a really rough time going through it because it was doing the same thing. It had a very toxic character doing very toxic things, and it was passing it off as being your character's fault, and basically giving the toxic character a free pass because demonic forces were involved. And it was really painfully hard for me to get through that part of the game. I'm glad I did because I've gotten a lot of enjoyment out of the game after that point, and enough that I feel like the game has partially redeemed itself to me, but it was painfully, like physically, emotionally painful for me to go through that part of the story because of my relationship with toxic relationships. Gotta call my insurance adjuster, so I should probably take off. Good luck! I hate making phone calls, but I hope yours goes well. So yeah. It's something that hits really close to home for me, and I hope that we will see, like, I don't want to do any spoilers, but in the Aravalia Chronicles, there are toxic parental relationships, and they are dealt with in a way that I feel is more appropriate for them to be dealt with, because they're based on my experience. Taryn, thank you so much for hanging out. Appreciate the heck out of you. I am going to resume the spront, and we're going to hopefully finish this scene. I don't think it'll be a super long one, but I do have a bunch of mental gymnastics to do now because I have to work out how twins have been sharing a life. Cheers, Pie. Ocelot, hello, hello. How's it going? Gonna be lurking, but I'm still watching. Every one of you. Peter, we appreciate you. Especially in the dairy aisle. That's where you go to get the eggs. Would anyone like to guess what Sailing Ocelot is reading? What are you currently reading, Ocelot? Hope you and community are doing well. I'm aiming to read through a very overdue library book. Good luck. I hope it goes well. I think community is mostly doing well. We've got some people feeling under the weather, but hopefully taking care of themselves. I never did see if Bruce Campbell Soup is resting. Bruce, if you're listening, you best be resting. You best be taking care of yourself. Wooden boat building in Britain, a guide to designers, builders, and suppliers. Ooh, that sounds really interesting. I've returned and I can't feel my fingers. I had to shovel and clean the car. Have hot chocolate to warm me up. Heck yeah. I'm assuming that means it snowed in your area, Blur. This prompt went to a dark place. Not gonna lie. I feel like I theoretically, in the back of my brain, knew that this couldn't be a light and fluffy one, but this has gotten dark. This has gotten dark on so many levels. But I also feel like this is what happens when you throw magic into the real world, is that instead of being rainbows and unicorns, it ends up being locking your brother in the basement so he doesn't basically become a werewolf. Just powdered snow, so it wasn't the wet and heavy kind? Nice. I do not require medical assistance. I am okay. I'm okay as long as Peter isn't going to try to eat me or otherwise drink my blood. I'd lock my brother in the basement, but I don't like my brother. Settling for pizza. That's not usually something somebody says. Pizza is amazing. All right. As I suspected, this was a slightly shorter one compared to our last one. It is 3,276 words total, but it does exactly what I need / want it to do, which is fantastic. I'm actually very happy with how this turned out, even though it ended up being quite a bit darker than I anticipated. So excellent. We do have... Oh, I forgot to move during the break. I got so caught up in what we were discussing that I forgot to shift to the window. Let's see, we can change our spirit companion too if we wanna. There's some cute skins for this guy that came with the pack that I bought. Megan making massive big time words. Heck yeah. What I want to do, quickly now is I want to pop over to, the writing prompt site, because I think I need a couple more prompts, to finish this off. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to pick it, but let's see. So I think we go to writing resources. I think we pinned, I'm going to go to the romance story prompts, potentially. Oops. Let's open the fantasy one too, just for good measure. We'll pick one for Bard while we're in there and see if she actually for reals wants homework. Ooh, this is a good one. Maybe we'll use this one. One character thinks their relationship is a fling, the other thinks it's destiny. Some of these are just so generic. Opposites attract when two characters pretend to be dating and fall in love. A man uses his brother's baby to attract women. That's gross, man. A woman is always a bride, never a bridesmaid. That's an interesting one. Your character finds a thing at a place with some stuff. Everyone knows dogs work better than babies for attracting women. Oh my goodness. It's like, Blur, so it would be like if you... So, it's kind of a bit of a meme trope, but the idea that, like, if you encounter a woman out walking her baby like with a stroller, it's kind of like socially accepted that that's like a female's role in society. But if you encounter a man with alone with a baby stroller walking a baby, then you assume that they're a single father and they get treated a certain way by women versus how you would treat him if you just encountered him at like a bar. And so the idea is that a person is using, when they say using his brother's baby, it would be like, I'll take the baby for a walk to the park so that I can flirt with all the single moms, essentially. I encountered a woman once outside. I cried for 12 minutes, and there may or may not have been urine. Peter. When I was in England, I remember there was a day that we went walking, and there was just a baby stroller that was left outside of a building. It was empty. There was no baby in it. There was a whole like, oh my God, did somebody just leave a baby outside? They didn't. They just left a baby stroller on the sidewalk. But I was like, who does that? Who just leaves a baby stroller on the sidewalk? There was concern, but we did confirm that the stroller was not occupied by a child. But it was also like, who just takes their baby inside and leaves the stroller out on the street? Generally, our buildings aren't big enough to have a stroller. Damn. To us, we were like, what the hell is happening? I feel like... Cheers, Blur. And everyone remember to save your work. Heck yeah. I feel like I just need one more prompt. really feel like the fantasy prompts are doing it for me today. Cupid is actually an angry relationship therapist. Here we go. This is a bit of a cop-out one, but we'll take this one. It'll work. So now I think I finally have enough prompts. I've added 2. So now I think I have enough prompts to actually finish the novel at 25 chapters. So we have 5 more chapters left to go, and then after that I'll probably do like a final write-up of like how I felt the project went and what I think of it. I'm sending Bart a prompt. I sent her an amusing one. Heck yeah, there we go. So that is 3,276 words on the scene, and a plan for if you consider the order of the prompts. So we have left chapter 21, one character must overcome a physical or emotional scar to find love. Chapter 22, you can buy a pill that lets you decide exactly what you will dream. Chapter 23, past and present timelines begin to merge. Chapter 24, one character gets to revisit one moment from their life. And then chapter 25, one character thinks their relationship is a fling and the other thinks it's destiny. And that is going to be it. After that, we're going to wrap up the novel. We should send Bart a goldfish. I don't know if you can just put a fish in an envelope and expect it to survive. In fairness, isn't a pill that decides what you dream called crystal meth? I don't know, Peter. I don't know that much about how that actually works. Blur's just like, my ears! My innocent ears! What we're gonna do now is actually we're gonna consider rating, because I'm actually done on time for a change with the things that we had planned for today. Somehow we went on this massive tangent, 2 massive tangents if you count the egg thing, and then I still somehow managed to write the whole scene in just the two sprints. I personally can't believe it. But it must be believed because it happened. But who is streaming and what are they streaming? We got one last pie drake coming in here. I think we might head over to Opie Marie. Because I think we've only ever rated her once before. She's a bit of a bigger streamer than I am. She also does co-working productivity streams. And somebody gifted me a sub to her channel today, so it would be cool to drop on by and say hello. She's also got a kitty cam. It looks like she's on Palm 5 of 6, so she's going to be going for a little bit while longer, so that we aren't instantly double rating. Yeah, Bruce, how are you feeling? Fine, but still testing positive, so can't work. I mean, if you're feeling okay and you can't work, then may as well enjoy the time, right? Do something that you've wanted to do for a while and haven't had time to do. But that is restful and doesn't overtax you. Owner of the Roner Boner? Bruce. Enjoy the vibes here today. Ocelot, I appreciate that you enjoy our crazy cozy vibes here. I think cozy, crazy, crazy cozy is just kind of where I live. I've embraced it on Wolf streams and I've embraced it on my streams. The most important thing is the words got done and we got to hang out with each other and it was fantabulous. We learned a lot about eggs. We learned a lot about Disney. And we learned probably more than we wanted to about ourselves. It's a great cozy crazy. I appreciate that. Yes, I was just gonna say we are having our usual Saturday stream. It will be at 7:30, between 7:30 p.m. and 8 p.m. PST is when we usually start. So look for us there. That will be happening this Saturday. Because this is it for me on my channel this week because it is Thursday, hard to believe. So I will not be streaming again until next week. So look for me on Saturday night on It's Woof stream. I'll give him a quick shout out. Oh God, is this me saying owner of the Lonely Heart? owner of the Roner Boner. Thanks for that. Bruce is gonna instantly blurp that. Thank you. So yeah, I will be over on West's channel on Saturday for our usual cozy crazy whatever happens there. And I will be back next week on Tuesday and Wednesday on this channel, my channel, for more productivity. 10:30 a.m. PST is our start time. We probably will not have a stream on Thursday. I'm not going to put it on the schedule. If it happens, cool, but I am expecting by Thursday I will be so deep in the weeds getting ready for our trip that I just won't be able to do a stream because I'll be running around like a chicken with my head cut off. Just a reminder as well, we did unlock the Dear Ephema live today. This says there's $6 left, but Tyrannosaurus very kindly donated that $6. So that we are now over the bump. So we have unlocked the Dear Ephema live. We will be adding pretty much all of March to the fundraiser. So we will have until the end of March to unlock the My Little Domerin fanfic, which we are now working directly towards unlocking. And as I promised earlier in the stream, if we somehow blow that goal out of the water and go above the thermometer and make back the full amount of what I had to spend on this computer, I will go ahead and take some of that money to commission an artist to do a My Little Domerin pony emote or two for the channel. So that is our bonus goal. Bruce and I are partners in crime. I should know better. I should know better with the two of you around. I know, well, not just where did the fucking week go, Blur, where did the month go? Where did the year go? How is this happening? Anyway, we're going to go over to Opie Marie. We are going to say hey. We are going to chillax there for some more focus. For anyone who's still got some work to do, I am going to go eat some potato salad. So yeah. If you have my emotes, please feel free to use them. Otherwise, feel free to use whatever emotes you would like to that you have available on hand. Please stay comfy, cozy, take care of yourselves until I see you again. I hope that the creativity flows for you because you're all amazing. I think I said this earlier, but I'll say it again. I consider myself truly fortunate to get to hang out with all of you guys and to share my work time with you and to get to have these crazy tangents. Yesterday we actually had some very productive conversation about writing and how to do certain types of writing as well. So you guys are amazing. Your birthday is Tuesday. Blur, happy birthday ahead of time. Hope to see you that day so I can wish you happy birthday. But yeah, sincerely, thank you guys so much for sticking with me this year. It was a rough year technology-wise. There's definitely been a lot of last-minute shuffling around due to hard drive failure, but we're hopefully, knock on wood, past that now. Hopefully, won't have to do as much of that or any of that in the new year. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to getting to spend more time with you guys post-holidays. I will see you Saturday or next week, and until then, stay amazing, which should be easy.